What's going on, everybody? We have a very special podcast. We're going to be letting some people into the fan leagues at the very end of this live stream. Guillotine League, Auction League need filling up. We're going to be talking about the epic couch draft party. The video just dropped. It was a huge success. Spent 5 days, just day and night editing it and planning for it and getting it ready. That was amazing. And then we're just going to be answering questions from you guys. Just ask me anything. And so whatever you guys want to ask, I'll be here.
I got
from the draft party.
I got a question for you right away.
Got one of these.
Wow. I forgot mine. Can you save one for me?
I got a question for you right away, Hussein.
This guy doesn't seem like he's banned. So
I'm just joking.
No, I mean, but he asked if he's banned.
We're just welcoming everybody. It's okay.
I don't know who that is, but I mean, I don't think you're a banned since we can see it.
We got a lot of people saying hello though.
Amar in the building, Sushane in the building. Oh, we got a Sushane story to tell. Hey, look, guys, if you haven't watched the draft party, stop, go watch it right now. Come back in 12 minutes and 1 second. I'm telling you guys, right? You guys want to go watch that draft party on the main channel, Fantasy Couch YouTube channel, and come right back. You won't miss anything because we're gonna go through the teams in about 12 minutes here, and then after that, we'll let some people into the fan leagues.
Real quick question from Danny.
I got an auction draft in 20 minutes. Any tips? Also, interesting choice to pick Saquon at 6. What's your rationale on that? And I'm just bold. I have no evidence for you guys. At least I'm honest. I just have a ton of faith. I've seen it before with Adrian Peterson when Germ won the league, and I got that same faith with Saquon. I mean, I don't really see it as a smart decision nor a dumb one. I just see it as one that I would do, and I mean, if you're in that spot, I recommend trading down or going Saquon. If you don't want to, Zeke was a perfectly fine pick for me at 6. But like I said, I got a lot of faith in Saquon. I don't want Chubb with Kareem Hunt behind him. He gets no targets, a full PPR. I don't want Zeke. Every year he's getting worse and worse. Could have a huge bounce back year this year, but I like the talent and upside with Saquon.
Sean is free, by the way. Sean has been freed. So just reporting. We have a couple other hellos.
I think you're the.
I didn't answer his big question. So the auction draft sounds like that's Danny's couch captain. Sounds like you're an auction noob, Danny. Let me know if you're an auction noob or not.
Here you go for Danny's settings.
Really quick. So Danny, hit me up. Are you an auction noob or not? Because if you are, the number one thing people do, the number one mistake people make in an auction is they spend too much too early or too little too early. So you want to try to go with studs and duds strategy, or at least right under that, a notch under that. So, Najee Harris, Antonio Gibson, those are my guys. So definitely don't be afraid to spend a little bit early. You don't want any money left over. And I nominate guys like Justin Tucker, any defense, and if someone bids even $1, I let them have it. So I'm taking a kicker for $1. I'm taking a defense for $1, 100% of the time. And all those, he said one quarterback. Yeah, all those like sleeper quarterbacks you like, those will all be $1 or $3 at the end. So unless you're getting Mahomes or Josh Allen, you don't have to spend much on a QB at all. Those sleeper Jalen Hurts, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, your guy, Danny. I know that those guys would be like nearly $1 or close to it. So spend your money on the big guys, Stephon Diggs, if you're going to splash with Dalvin Cook or CMC.
Here's another one.
Oh, the unbanned. How do
you realized?
Okay, so Drew, remind me when we're about like 15 minutes in, and then we'll take a break and talk about the draft party and the teams. How do you rank these round 3 wide receivers, guys like Terry, A-Rob, Lamb, etc.? That's a great question. Really, they're all so close that it honestly doesn't matter. I don't prefer McLaurin out of those three. Because right now we're splitting hairs. McLaurin should be great with any quarterback and should excel with a guy like Ryan Fitzpatrick, who actually throws the ball to guys like Terry McLaurin. But there's more targets there. Allen Robinson. I'm more intrigued with the unknown, if you guys can't tell. Allen Robinson, or is he unknown? Well, he's unknown. Like, I don't think since his Pop Warner game when he was 11, Allen Robinson hasn't had a good quarterback. So the best quarterback he had last time, he was 11 years old. He was eating Lunchables. He was listening to burnt CDs. Like, it was a long time ago. So he's got Andy Dalton and Justin Fields, which this screams a lot of upside for a guy like Allen Robinson.
Look good.
And I mean, let's say Nick Foles starts somehow. We already know this man can put up 1,100 with a guy like Nick Foles. So it's I mean, hey, let's go with the unknown. And I know, Terry McLaurin, yes, unknown with Ryan Fitzpatrick as well, but a lot more weapons there. That team went from no weapons to a slew of weapons. Adam Humphries, Antonio Gibson should be more involved in the passing game. Curtis Samuel is a big acquisition. They drafted a wide receiver that a lot of Couch fam, they love him. There are a lot of people, not everyone in Couch fam, but a lot of people are very intrigued with them in Dynasty. So they have a lot of weapons there. And then, CeeDee Lamb, I'd probably have to put number one just because, if Dak's healthy, man, his ceiling is totally insane.
I know you don't like long questions.
You read it.
This is a good one.
Yeah, read it.
The 12th pick in a 12-team league. I am thinking 2 RBs, Eckler and Gibson. Would you do Gibson or Najee Harris? Also, I'm thinking Eckler and Mahomes. I don't want wide receivers first 2 rounds. What do you think?
Okay, drafting quarterbacks way out the question.
This next time, keep it a little shorter.
Yeah. We're and it's the ADD podcast. Yeah.
Brains rule.
So don't draft Mahomes there. Like, I always like to work from reverse engineer this. So the most outlandish thing will attack first. Don't draft Mahomes there. I'm an Eckler hater. I have him ranked super low. I do see his upside in PPR, but to me, he's going to be a guy who's going to rely on targets. He's going to rely on big plays. And, I just said, I just did a quick little live stream today, and I was saying that Kamara's talent to me could be considered Hall of Fame talent. I think Kamara is just a guy we've never seen. I compare Lamar Jackson to Kamara. Like, these are guys that we may never see. They come around every 30 years or something. And when you draft Austin Eckler at 12 or 11 or 10, you want Kamara upside because Kamara is going 4th overall. So you're not drafting Eckler there because his upside is top 10 and that you're maxed out. You're drafting because you think he has top 5 upside potentially. And I'm telling you, I don't think he's Kamara. I think it's just you're relying on a lot of fluky things. And so I wouldn't go Eckler personally. So definitely take one running back there at the 12-13 turn. Definitely take one running back there. And I would pair that up with the wide receiver. But the 2 guys you mentioned, Najee and Gibson, I love them both.
Plan A.
I think I might do that. Now, why I like saying wide receiver running back is you got to know your league. Now we're getting into territory where I don't know. You got to know your league mates. You have a better idea what's going to happen. Now, when you're at that turn, you could get totally screwed because you got to wait like 24 picks or 22 picks until your next turn. So you better watch out, man. I mean, you better really hope Allen Robinson or McLaurin or CD. With the last question, it's funny because all those guys go at the end of round 3.
You better hope one's available.
Yeah, those questions tie in so much. So you better freaking hope one of those guys fall there so you can get at least one stud wide receiver. But that's up to you. I think I narrowed it down.
Next question. How about Mike answer this one? Because he definitely was a proponent of Travis Kelce going in the first, right, Mike?
Yeah, I thought that was the reach of the first round for sure. But I don't know. I think this was the most polarizing pick of the first round.
Wait, first of all, we gotta say the question. Why is Travis Kelce being drafted in the first? Also, this guy's not referring to the couch draft party.
No, he's not. But
he's not.
No,
Okay,
so Drew totally screwed that up.
All right.
Why is Travis Kelce being drafted in the first? And he's not specifically referred to the couch draft party. Go ahead.
Oh, well, I just think people are drafting him in the first because he's safe. And, tight end on a lot of winning championship teams usually have an elite tight end. And, Kelce is definitely qualifies as that, gives you an advantage over your opponent who don't have elite tight ends. So I think that's why. But it's not a strategy that I would adhere to. So I'm more of a running back in the first round guy. But that's what I said.
I have a completely different take on this. This is going to help you guys a lot. Don't draft Travis Kelce at all. His value it's not good value. The only time you want to consider Travis Kelce is if you guys are in those 8-team leagues. In an 8-team or even sometimes 10-team, you want to reach for Mahomes. You want to reach for Kelce because when these guys show me their 8-team teams, it's like looking at a bunch of sliced bread. They're like, "What do you think of this sliced bread?" I'm like, I don't really care. They all look the same. They're all 18 teams. They all look good. Give me this bread, give me that slice of bread. I don't really care. They're all slices of bread. So that's why if you're in a 12-team super flex league, every team looks so different, so unique. There's holes, there's strengths to every team. In an 8-team league, every team looks the same. Like someone shows me a 8-team league with Hawkinson, I'm like, okay, so there's only like 2 or 3 other teams with a worse tight end than you. You come to me with Hawkinson in a 14-team league, like the one we just did. Was it 14-team or 16-team? The one we're in. The duo league is 16 teams.
16.
You come with Hawkinson in that league. I'm like, oh, okay, so you got, there's like 12 teams with a worse tight end than you. You know what I mean? It's totally different. So never reach for Kelce or never really draft him where he's going in a 12-teamer. Like, just don't do it. You can get Waller exactly 2 rounds later or Kittle 2 rounds later. Why would you reach for Kelce? The value just isn't worth it. The people who draft Kelce usually are just scared, and because after the top 4 running backs, they just don't know what to do. So they're like, okay, let me get the best tight end, and he is the best tight end, but the value is not there. There's a point to where it's like, what are you doing? And that's what it's got to this year when he's going like 6 overall.
So I pulled this next question because it's kind of going to coincide. Go ahead and read it if you want, Mike.
Okay, do you want me to read the name or just the question?
Oh,
just read
God.
the question. Go ahead. 7th overall. I have no clue where to go. Do I reach for Aaron Jones, Eckler, or do I take Adams, Kelce? Since you already answered the Kelce question.
Yeah, you got a lot of options here. I would trade down because there's always because look, if I don't get Adams, I get Diggs, and to me, those two are basically tied. So yeah, I could trade down. Boom. I love both those two. They're like 1A, 1B to me, even though I rank Adams number 1. I think Diggs is just as good. So the number one thing you want to do is trade down. If you can't, I'm leaning more towards Saquon Barkley, Zeke, and Aaron Jones. As you guys know, I don't like Eckler.
That's kind of this next question. Notorious Fantasy. What do you guys think of Aaron Jones? I have him as my RB5. Are you a big Aaron Jones guy? I can't remember.
I like him. I think I got him like around 7 or 8, something like that. So yeah, he's perfectly fine to take in mid-round 1.
Makes sense. Yeah.
I like it. I mean, with Aaron Rodgers back, like it's hard to go. It's hard to go wrong with a guy like Aaron Jones who can catch and run. But you guys,
I've never drafted Aaron Jones. I'm one of the few people I've never drafted.
You guys Drew, you're going too fast. You can
sorry.
Yeah. It's ask me. It's not. We don't have to. It's not a sprint here.
Free for all.
Well, you can. If give Mike a chance if you wanted to chime in. You can leave the question up.
Yeah.
No, leave the Aaron.
We're going off the rails now, everyone.
Yeah, he's
going off the rails.
Click on it. Notorious Fantasy's question.
You got it.
Leave it up. Leave us room to breathe. If Mike wants to say something, add to it.
Breathe?
Well, you got it. You haven't had a chance to breathe yet.
You're gonna have to be here all night.
There's
This is the ADD
there's not that
episode.
many questions. There's 4 more questions. I can answer 4 questions.
I'm
I've done
skipping
it.
over a bunch.
Okay,
So
there's
Aaron
like 1
Jones.
question.
No,
Yeah.
I don't.
So,
I think
do you have anything?
Here you go. Here's yours, Mike.
Richola. Jesse,
All right, next question. All right, that was good. Good job. Good job, team. Nacho says, how high would you take Nick Chubb in round
here we go.
1?
Let's get back on the rails.
Right, 10,
Round 1 running
10,
backs.
10 overall, I think. What do I
Yeah,
got ranked? Something like that.
I would do somewhere in the 9
Just so you
and
guys
on.
know.
Well, I'm thinking
I trust your back.
I'm thinking PPR here, and I'm not big on Nick Chubb, but he is a great, talented runner, and he's very safe. But
He got
I'd
the
rather
bag
do something
too.
else. Yeah, I'd rather go Gibson round 2. I'm on the Antonio Gibson hype train all the way. So I got him as my 9th RB.
Here's the next question for you boys. TTB times great. Do you guys believe Odell will have a bounce back season? I think he will. Brain, you drafted him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's about a 16-minute mark, by the way.
Good. I
We
like
argued for the 12-minute mark.
I love Odell, but the risk is there, and I think the risk is baked into his price. He's a guy that you definitely don't want to reach for. But I was looking at his film, and he looked phenomenal last year, and reports say he's looking really good this year. He's ready to go. He has to connect with Baker Mayfield. A lot of that was Baker's fault, and I really don't want to get into, they did better without Odell. That's kind of a silly thing. This is exactly like the Warriors are a better team without Durant. It's the exact same thing. Like, sure, they could win games, they could do this, but you all know that Durant, is a Hall of Famer, is one of the best basketball players ever, and any team is better with Durant. When Durant's on it, you can't stop him. So it's the same thing with Odell. When Baker's actually hitting Odell and they're on the same page, it's great. So none of that is my concern. I don't have any concerns except his injury. So don't draft him round 5, but if he's falling late round 6, then that's the perfect spot to take him.
Mike, you got some thoughts on that?
Odell? I'm not a big Odell guy, so I let other people do it. But I have a question. I got Michael Thomas in the 9th. I'm just interested in where you guys think is like an appropriate place to take Michael Thomas.
I don't think you got him in the 9th.
Or no, late 8th. Late 8th, sorry.
Do you want me to pull it up?
Almost 9th.
Yeah, might as well. This is perfect. Yeah.
Bottom of the 8th would have been the 9th.
So we're looking at this draft board from the video you guys were watching.
I was in the second slot.
8.11.
Yeah. So
that's
basically
a great pick. Especially in a league with IR spots, I think that's a great pick.
So you think that's about right?
Yeah, I think it's that's incredible.
What game do you
value.
think he comes back? Maybe week 3, 4? Is it?
I say let's not guess with this guy.
Yeah,
I think it's
you have no idea.
It's a total risk, like, because his mentals have to be on too. Like, that's another thing. Like, is this guy right in the head?
He looked happy on the sidelines. He was catching passes from Jameis from the last preseason game. He looked pretty happy.
We got to trust the front office and Sean Payton. We know they're a good organization, unlike some of the organizations that I rag on a lot. Saints are a pretty good organization. Sean Payton's a great coach. So that makes me have a little bit more confidence in Mike Thomas. I mean, look at Antonio. Look at Raider Antonio Brown and look at Patriot/Bucks Antonio Brown. It's got to be 2 different human beings.
It'll be interesting.
It's different.
No, yeah, but I mean, it'd be interesting to see if Marquez Callaway can step up. If he can play well, and then they have other weapons, even Traquan Smith, if he's healthy. Mike Thomas comes back to a more full offense.
I have faith in none of those guys. Even Adam Troutman might not be catching a lot of balls. It might be more of a blocking tight end.
Juwan Jones is stepping up. And
who's the quarterback?
Their best receiver is Kamara. That's all I know with Mike Thomas out.
But they got to throw it to somebody else. I mean, Kamara can only load so much.
Yeah, I mean they have nobody. I mean, I am interested to see Marquez Callaway, but I don't have that much faith in him. Like, I
No,
don't
not for
know.
like a
Like,
redraft situation, but just to build that offense up. I mean, we're talking about a player who's still young. He's not going to be in the, he might be a waiver wire pickup, let's say.
Well,
but he's not getting
I have another question since the draft board is up. How did Sushanes get a D minus grade?
is that too high or too low?
I don't know. I'm just trying to figure how
No,
did
no,
he
but
only
you
have
gotta,
two
but you
running
gotta
backs?
answer. Did I? Is that? Are you asking because you thought I my grade's too high or too low?
I think it's about right, but I
Well,
just want to know
there,
for
then-
people. Well, I don't know if other people agree. Other people
Knowing
might think it's
Sushane,
too
he
low.
can trade.
But people generally think probably if you just glance at it, it's too harsh, they would say. But I just want to know how in your mind.
Okay, so
it
this is
came
what
together.
happened. Let me just. I know you're trying to do like a little podcast shtick here. Let me just tell you what
Yeah,
happened.
yeah.
So
the rant.
Sushane did something slightly cringy. This is just my take, so I'm just telling you guys a whole story.
There we
here.
go. Here
Sushane did something slightly cringy and just very slightly during. He was like, "This one's for the couch captains," and then he made a pick. Now, when I was editing, I was like, "Oh, this isn't that cringy. It actually is like a good clip." But during, I felt a high level of cringe when I was live there. I was like, "Oh, like it was bad." During editing, I was like, "This is a cool thing." I even threw in a little Antonio Gibson montage thing in the background. Now the cat when it premiered, and the couch captain saw it, they got pumped. So they loved that shout out. Now that's their boy. Now they came out of the, when Homer Simpson comes out of the bushes in the meme, they came out of the bushes. They're like, wow, that's our boy. He's repping the couch fam, blah blah blah. And they're like, how could you do him dirty like that? And I was like, why? Like, why the heck do you guys care what grade I gave some shade? Like, it means nothing. And then upon further analysis, they started to realize how dumb his overall strategy was. Like, yeah, he's got great players, but he reached on almost every single wide receiver. So when he went into 3 wide receiver dynasty mode, I'm going to give him a bad grade. So he got Adams, then Gibson, which is just incredible. And then he went CeeDee Lamb, which is a good pick. Then he reached for Ayuk. Then he reached for Higgins. So lucky to get Mike Davis fall in his lap. Round 6. Are you kidding me? In a league like this, where running backs go early, you got Mike Davis at 6.03, saved his life. Then he's like, oh, I got to go quarterback for some reason, whatever. Then he reaches for Elijah Moore. So now it's just
a reach.
A reach-a-thon for this 3 wide receiver dynasty league. Another slight reach for Terrace. Look, Terrace Marshall, whatever. I don't even want to give my opinion on him, but I mean, you don't need him, dog. That's what I'm trying. You don't need Terrace Marshall on this team. Yeah, you don't. That's his.
You don't need Diami Brown either.
You can only start 3 max. You can start 2 or 3 wide receivers. You can't start 6. So you drafted a guy who is going to be Sam Darnold's 4th option, and he's going to be probably more of a big play guy, so it's not going to be consistent. Then he drafts Diami Brown. I mean,
and then Donovan Peoples-Jones.
And then you will never, ever, ever start Donovan Peoples-Jones in this league. You know what? If he's a star, you're going to start him on the wrong weeks too. That's how, like, you're never like, what are you going to do? You're going to bench CD for DPJ. So he only drafted 2 running backs in a league where you have to start, where you can start 2 wide receivers. As you guys see, like, it's okay for people to hate my team. I get it. Like, that's fine. Like, I say, like, look, my team's either going to be like an A or a D, like, I don't think it's going to be in between. So I'm there with you if you hate my team.
Bust.
Yeah, I'm boom or bust all the way. But I attacked running back, though. Like, I'll tell you that. So that's why I gave him a D-. I still think he's got great players. He can make a trade. I try to consider everything. Also consider Sushane's team 10, by the way. I think he was at 11.
No, he's 10. It's funny because the first half of his draft's like redraft strategy, and then the second half was like dynasty strategy.
Well, your boy Alvin, team 11, actually did something similar to seem like he studied really hard, and then
And then it went
Just,
off the rails.
yeah, just only for a 6-team league. Yeah, because after Russell Wilson, he drafted the third string running back for the Texans. He drafted another running back who can't stay healthy for more than one game. Curtis Samuel, people draft him there, but it's like, what? It's just like names from last year. Oh, Curtis Samuel. Like, oh, Will Fuller. Will Fuller doesn't have Deshaun Watson throwing to him. He's not the number one option in the offense.
Yeah.
Like, this is just it's just a weird.
He went into Jeremy mode like right after that Wilson pick.
Yeah, but he didn't go into. He was in Jeremy mode at the first 6 picks, though. Yeah,
man, the comments they're going wild, and I'm messing up too. But I want to try to find one about Sermon. It was a decent question. Here we go. So Jared says, "Is Sermon a seventh? Sermon in the 7th good value? Do you like Mostert over Sermon?"
That's not good value, but I love Trey Sermon, and
that's what Drew did, by the way. This is what Drew did.
You probably paid a little high price for him there.
So I think Drew's biggest mistake is a little deeper, is that he should have just let him go. Like it's a we got about 8 Niner fans this draft. He knew he couldn't get him on the way back. You probably should just let him go and just took Michael Carter, who's safer. But it's not a bad pick. I'm just answering, is that good value? No, because you can get him round 8 or 9. Typically, not in this draft. That wouldn't have happened, but he was going for sure. Like,
I knew you were taking Carter if I didn't take Sermon, and I have a lot of Carter stock in Dynasty, so.
Yeah, but this would have been the one draft to probably let him go.
But I just trust the Niners offense. I just trust the Niners offense more than I trust the Jets offense this year.
Yeah, Trey Sermon has more upside than Michael Carter. Better
team. What about
team.
Mostert, though? What do you guys think about him in terms of?
I don't think anyone has any confidence in Mostert. And I haven't met anyone in my life and I talked to a lot of people that play fantasy. No one has confidence.
I would rather have Sermon
than
Mostert for sure.
I just don't think Mostert's going to stay healthy for more than
nobody does. That's what I mean. Like no one thinks that. So
that was right then. Sermon should go before Mostert. We all agree.
I would do that. I probably wasn't doing that in June though, but now I am.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find another good question I saw earlier.
Well, let's go through the draft board. So let's look at team 1.
Good.
We'll pause the questions and then we'll come back to them. We'll still keep answering questions.
I'll try to find some good ones.
So team 1 was Scott's team. Actually I recorded a 40-minute post analysis and I just completely cut it out of the video. I'm like, it's like the most boring part. I was like, we'll just do a podcast on this. Like, it's a boring thing. I don't like hearing myself talk. I know most people love hearing me talk, and I'm just like, it's gonna ruin it. Like, it's so boring. So I was like,
it was more like a movie.
Yeah, exactly. It was a nice. It would have took down the energy a lot, and I cut out the whole thing. I just summed it up into like one sentence and just put it on the board.
Here we go. To sum up team 1.
Yeah.
Team 1 is so boring.
I gave it a B. I like it. And now I'm hearing more reports about Adam Troutman might be irrelevant in fantasy. And so, with the tight end situation might be bad. I mean, he just, he drafted what came to him. He did a slight reach for Jamar Chase. So he's got, he drafted C-Mac, AJ Brown, and Dobbins. And when I listened to the video again, I didn't even know this. I think you sniped him, Mike, with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Okay, I didn't even.
No, I sniped him there, and I sniped him with the Chuba handcuff right before.
Yeah, that's his fault. Chuba Hubbard in a PPR is just like, and I'm not saying he's gonna catch a ton of balls or anything, but he picked Gus Edwards in PPR is my point, which is he's not a PPR guy.
Scott's here to defend himself.
Scott hates
he was my third to last pick. LOL.
Well, I'm talking about your tight end room. I'm not talking. Troutman was not a bad value pick. At the time I thought it actually was an amazing pick. But I'm nitpicking your team. Your tight end room is very risky. It's going to be relying on Irv Smith, and who knows what's going to happen with the Saints.
He loves Irv Smith.
I do too, but it's like how many, how many, who's going to catch it there? Thielen's still there, Justin Jefferson's still there, and Dalvin Cook's an amazing pass catcher, and Kirk Cousins, I would say, is not that amazing. So it's just going to be a little tough.
Jefferson.
That's all. And I'm not saying it's not going to work. Just saying that it's risky. So you're going with a risky tight end setup.
Okay, so you want to read this out? Scope.
No, I don't. I don't want to read that. Scope's basically saying that he's won the league before. So that's all the information he gave in that comment. We know you won the league before. But going off this draft board, I gave it a B. I might lower it down to a B- now. After the Troutman news. Yeah, I'm not even trying to be funny. Yeah, so B-. B- still a good grade, but
still a good grade. Nothing to be ashamed of.
And he got Justin Herbert, which is incredible pick. And there's really no holes other than taking a risk at tight end. Team 2, I gave the highest grade to.
Who's that?
Does that mean a lot? Does that mean something?
That?
I don't know.
I felt like it deserved it, though. I mean, not biased. I just feel like it's the most balanced.
It's Josh Jacobs
overall.
right before you helped, huh?
Yeah, that did help. Thanks a lot.
It went from a B to a B+ right there. Just
yeah, for sure, 100%. Yeah, I got lucky.
Kicker situation. I heard your kicker missed a couple kicks tonight.
He dropped him.
Dropped him, buddy.
He dropped him before that.
Who's the new kicker?
My kicker. He picked up my kicker.
I got Bass, baby.
Is he going up to A- now? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
This draft already is getting better. It's getting better.
No, it's not going up because I thought Quinn Norton was great. So
okay,
at the time,
giving him a high grade based on having.
Yeah, so I didn't think there was any difference between Quinn Norton and Tyler Bass, but turns out there is. There is a difference between those two.
Mm-hmm.
Sushane says, "Yep, Mike
There's
and
levels
Drew, to me are the top 3 teams."
Wait, that's 2 teams though. But
maybe
yeah,
he's saying
that's
me,
cool.
Mike and Drew.
No, he said to me are top 3, not and me.
He's just saying you guys are in the top 3. Yeah, he didn't.
Oh, okay, our top 3. Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah. So Mike has Dalvin Cook, Clyde, and Keenan Allen. Great start. Incredible. And if you want to like put things into perspective, just look at his next door neighbor to the right. So when Mike goes Clyde in round 2, his neighbor goes Josh Jacobs. And when Mike goes Keenan Allen, his neighbor goes Mike Evans. And I solved finally what he was doing. He's going off last year. So Team 3 thought
he had a magazine in his hand while he was drafting.
That's
2020
him?
magazine.
Yeah, that was
really
magazine.
last
Yeah,
magazine? I knew he messed up once he brought the magazine.
So this guy's
basically get your draft kit from last year, Bray.
This guy's like this. He's like this. He's like, I'm ready.
I'm ready. Is that the magazine?
Yeah,
is that the magazine?
He's like, oh my god.
Did he leave it there?
Did he leave it there?
Dude, he walked up every time. I think he had the magazine in his back pocket, like Biff in Home Alone. Back to the
I was
Future.
like, is your DeLorean parked outside?
It's all folded up in the back pocket. Like Biff with his cane broken off.
He's like McFly.
So the only part of his plan was that he didn't go 88 miles an hour before he came. He left and he's like, oh crap, it was 2021 the whole time. Because look, Josh Jacobs at round, he's like, wow, he's falling to me. He usually goes 10th overall. Since it is the year 2020, right?
Yeah.
We didn't have a draft party last year, and he just thought this was he
missed that year. He skipped
the year. He thought it was 2020, and he thought all these guys were value. Like, it's a pretty ridiculous. It's a comical team. Like, it's pretty ridiculous what he was doing. Funny. I don't understand Ryan Suckup. What magazine tells you to draft Ryan Suckup? Like, where do you find these things? Like, and he reached for him too. He didn't. Which magazine? Like, he reached for Ryan Suckup. Look at who's on the board. Look, Jason Sanders, Yunwei Koo, Robbie Gould, Greg the Leg, Rodrigo Blankenship,
what about
Tyler Bass, all available, and he went with Ryan Suckup.
What about his last pick? The cherry on top, Derek Carr.
I mean that. Honestly,
Yeah,
that was
Derek
sad.
Carr.
That was satisfying
Carr.
to us all because it
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
you know,
it just
there-
summarized the whole thing.
there was no hiding anymore what was going on. Like the truth came out. What's the Derek Carr pick? Like it was like he had no defense. He'd just be like, "Yeah, you already know. I'm
my
a home."
goodness.
Now, what
I
you
think-
guys
yeah.
did now, in case you guys missed it in the video, and I fully believe this, we bullied him pretty hard on Josh Jacobs. And this dude really passed on Darren Waller, like an acceptable,
I know.
probably could arguably be the only acceptable Raider to draft. Darren Waller, he
Drafted
passed
Waller in
on.
the second round.
He
It would've been a
passed on
better
the
pick.
only.
Yeah, Darren
He passed-
Waller's goes.
Yeah,
and
the
the
second,
round
yeah.
two is not
Yeah,
bad.
yeah,
so,
that'd been great.
Yeah, that would have been great.
He drafts Josh. For the audio listeners, he drafts Josh Jacobs at 2.10.
Oh,
And then passes up on Darren Waller at 3.03. But is a huge Raider homer, which is
Yeah,
it was
He was
just
right- yeah.
evident. It was evident. He had a Raiders helmet. He had a
Raiders
Raiders
win,
jersey.
McFadden.
He drafted Josh Jacobs. He drafted Derek Carr in a 1 QB league. Like these are all just
Oh
facts.
my god!
This is just fact. He drafted former Raider Amari Cooper. This is why my post analysis
He
took 40
drafted
minutes.
former Raider Amari.
He drafted
Cooper.
former Raider Nelson Aguilar.
He drafted former Raider
Wow.
Nelson Aguilar.
Yeah,
That's-
like what do you, dude?
Yeah,
How many Chiefs players did he draft?
none.
None. Okay. Did you draft any?
How many Chiefs players did he draft?
I bet
Oh
he's.
no, he did.
Yes.
He did draft Mecole Hardman. Excuse me.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
sorry.
he
there
did
we go.
draft Mecole Hardman.
Raider killer, Mecole Hardman.
Yeah, Raider.
Hey,
The
that's,
least-
that's big of
Yeah.
him to draft the
Yeah.
Chief.
Yeah, that's very agnostic of you.
Homer, that's right. Yeah, you heard us in the background.
He drafted all the ex-Raiders. Oh,
Oh,
my
man.
god.
And
So
and
funny.
and current Raiders too.
And
Don't-
current, yeah. But Aguilar,
Hey.
and Amari Cooper. like,
IG
come on.
Bob hinted to the imaginary Amari Cooper Derek Carr stack that he has in his head. He's like, in fantasy, you can bring him back.
But the one Raider that's actually good, he
Oh, that's
passed
great.
on.
He took Mike Evans over Darren Waller.
Oh, that's funny.
Wow.
That's hilarious. And then he drafted the worst chief.
Yeah.
Chris says that, by the way.
Yeah.
that's
He
how-
drafted the
that's
worst
how-
option on the Chiefs.
Well,
That's
Mecole
hilarious.
Hardman is, I mean, that was honestly one of his best picks.
Oh my
Hardman.
god, that's bad.
Team 4 now. I give you about the
Uh-oh.
same draft grade as Sco, around a B, I think, but
Which
he
I'll
drafts
take.
much more exciting than Scott's.
Trying
Yeah.
to be.
You sniped me with Justin Jefferson, by the way. I was gonna draft him at my spot.
Yeah,
And
that
then you
was great in
picked
the
him.
video.
I was pissed.
So Drew had the 4th overall pick. Started
got
out
me-
a rainbow with Kamara, Jefferson, Kittle, and Dak, which is cool. Maybe you could have done without Dak, but
Yeah,
You
my
like
son
him.
actually told me not to draft Dak there. My son was there. He's 11 years old.
Should have
He
listened
said
to
that's the
Vaughn.
only pick he didn't like.
yeah, I
Coulda
kind of
waited,
agree with
coulda
him.
waited.
Can't please
Coulda
everybody, I
waited.
guess.
What would you could do it over? Who would you pick if you could do that one over?
Probably wide
Well,
receiver there.
Yeah, I was a little worried that, because Kyler went, I wanted to make sure I had that top tier, I guess, and I could have just waited for Herbert or someone like that later, but I wanted Dak because he's just got a massive offense, weapons everywhere, and I think he could put up video game numbers like 5K passing yards this year, so I was like, just got to take that upside. Anyways,
I think what happened, and my edits like kind of amplify that, was you felt a little pressure from the QB run. So don't let
No,
let
exactly.
guys like early QB Mitchell pressure you into doing things you don't like.
Early
Well,
QB
Jackson and
Mitchell.
so when Jackson and Murray went, those are dual threat quarterbacks.
Someone
and
said Dak is hurt.
so is Dak. I think he could be this year. I mean, big time. So yeah, it was tough.
I gotta
There we
go, guys. So I'm gonna. hop
Dak ain't
off, but
running. He's probably not with that ankle.
Later,
right?
everybody.
All right.
Yeah, no worries, Mickey.
All right,
I
guys.
got to take off.
Dak is hurt.
Let's just keep going through the teams.
Yeah, let's keep it fast. We got a lot of good comments, so keep them going.
Felipe. So actually I read the YouTube comments, even though it's only been up for an hour. it's quite funny. Everyone is talking about Kelsey at 5. That was his first pick. And now what makes it even weirder was he had the first overall pick and then traded draft positions with Sco, who had the 5th. And that makes no sense. You go to 5 to basically guarantee, because when you have the first pick, you have a lot of offers, including mine.
5 or 6.
Yeah, a lot of people wanted the first. And so he kind of could have picked and choose where he wanted it. But yet he wanted to 100% secure Travis Kelsey. Then when he went to the podium, I've never seen anyone fumble and stumble their words as bad as him. And we've been doing this for nearly 10 years now. And I think the pressure got to him, because you know how it is when you go to the podium, bro. It's pretty heavy. And I sound pretty good when I go there, but in my head, I have like this, I got like dope raps and all these cool things I want to say. And then when I get there, I just say like some basic dumb stuff. And like, it still looks good, but trust me, in my head, it's like 20 times better. And then I go to the podium and I'm just like, let the draft begin. So I don't know what else to say.
Well, you've been on it so well lately, but I remember the first few years I struggled so bad with the enunciation or anything.
It's hard just because when you step, like you have it in your head, you're good. And then when you go up there, because you know everyone's gonna make fun of you. You know, the lights are there, the cameras. I mean, we had 6 cameras this year, including your guys' photo cameras.
Yeah, right.
6 cameras, lights. I mean, and you guys know it's gonna get a ton of views. So he probably was feeling that type of pressure before the podium. That's just I might be reading too much into it. And so I think Kelsey, which I've always been thinking like this before this draft, Kelsey's the type of pick to where you don't know what to do after the big 4, Kamara, Henry, Dalvin, C-Mac. And so you just, you know, it's like a premeditated panic pick.
You have been talking about this exact thing.
Oh, I have before. Okay, I mentioned. I don't remember what I said, but I know in my head, I know I've been thinking about this. And look, guys, I like Kelsey. Like, so if he's 15th overall, I mean, in a 12 team, that's great. That's fine. But I don't subscribe to him at 5, 6, 7 though. I can't do it. It's just way too early. It's not good value. So this guy traded away C-Mac. He doesn't realize that a lot of picks fall to you when you got C-Mac. Because when you got C-Mac, a guy like Gibson or Najee might fall to you in round 2. If not, Dobbins or Clyde always falls to you. Sometimes Jefferson, sometimes DK Metcalf. All those guys fall to you sometimes. And it's like, man, I don't know. That was so weird. So he panic picked, and then he drafted Joe Mixon as his RB1. And look, his running back room is good. It's not great. He's got Joe Mixon, Carson, then you went Kyler Murray. But here's where you really like just take a nosedive. It's these 2 things. Tyler Lockett in the 5th round, and that's your wide receiver 1. It's a huge mistake. It's a terrible pick. And then your wide receiver 2 is Robbie Anderson. Now I sniped him. I took Odell. That was a pretty big drop off between Odell and Robbie Anderson.
Yeah, it's a pretty huge drop off in my opinion. And then I got lucky and got Hunt after that for my RB2. I thought he might take another running back. I didn't know what he was going to do.
See, everything snowballed because he went Kelsey, then he went RB heavy, and then he's like, well, I need a wide receiver. When he drafted
after quarterback, which he probably shouldn't have drafted Kyler there. He should have probably taken Bobby Woods there.
Man, anything. I mean, she should have probably taken a wide receiver in round 3. Like he's got to, you got to. That's the thing. You got to think ahead. Now it's not as complicated as chess, but you do have to think at least one step ahead. And he's just drafting, kind of what he thinks is best player. But I actually hate that phrase, best player available, because the word best means nothing to anybody.
Yeah,
you have to be more specific. Now, I can tell you what best means in a lot of scenarios. It means, positional scarcity. It means, maximizing the scoring potential. But best is just a word, it's just like a hot girl. Someone thinks this girl's hot. Someone thinks the girl's ugly. Like that's not the best, may not be the best girl for you, will be the best girl for someone else. Exactly. It's the same exact thing with, with Kelsey 5th overall. That might not work for everybody. Sure, I wouldn't recommend it.
Well, if you're going to trade out of 1, you should probably get to like 10, right? 11.
Yeah, or
somewhere in
12.
that
Yeah, I
range.
love those picks. Like we were just talking about the 12, 13. You draft the best available wide receiver, pair him with the best available running back. Now you got Diggs and Najee. Now you got Adams and Gibson. Like you're good to go. Like that's one start to the draft. And now, you know what? You're flexible. You can go quarterback. You can go tight end. You can go running back. Wide receiver, who cares? There's plenty of them. Maybe you can even go wide receiver because you're going to have another pick coming up anyway if you were to go wide receiver. So
Exactly.
that's how you want to start off the draft. So it just snowballed. And then, to really put the fork in the coffin, is that even a phrase? I don't
Nail
know.
in the coffin.
Yeah. That's a little cannibalistic, huh?
I guess so.
Noah Fant, Travis Kelce, and Noah Fant. Somebody was saying,
Great
like,
TE room.
oh, Noah Fant, I like him. I'm like, when the hell are you going to start Noah Fant? Don't you realize if Travis Kelce is done, you're going to lose anyway? Like, just go into, if you're going to dive, just dive. Don't be scared.
That would be really tight end premium. I mean, if you would have to really think it's tight end premium if you're taking Kelce and Fant that high.
Yeah, I mean, you're accomplishing nothing with that.
Yeah.
You know what would have been a great pick there? An incredible pick instead of Fant? Mike Thomas.
Yeah.
Because at least you can put him in IR and you need a wide receiver. You
And
don't need
a wide receiver one on that team later in the year.
For his team, it'd be like
for his team. I wasn't saying for
his team, it'll be like it'll be better than all his wide receivers combined when he comes back. That's how good he'd be.
Yeah, once he's in the rhythm.
It's not really exaggerating. That's how, yeah. So with Fant, you don't need a tight end. You'll never start him. You drafted him early, and he's just going to be taking up bench spot. Roster space is valuable. Now with Mike Thomas, you put him in IR, takes up no roster space. You need a wide receiver, and when he comes back, he's going to be instantly your wide receiver one. So,
yeah, if you look at this board, literally, if you see Fant where he got picked, everyone else was. Some of these guys hadn't even picked their first tight end, and he had already picked his second tight end with Fant.
That's why I like Mike's team.
That's crazy.
Because he got Goddard later.
So late, yeah.
2,
That's
3,
insane.
4, 5, 6, 7 picks later, Mike got his tight end, starting tight end, 7 picks later, and that was, I love Goddard a lot. I think Goddard is tight end 7. Now, I always say after the top 6, it's very risky, but still Goddard, however you chop it up, whether he's tight end 9 for you or tight end 7 for me, or even tight end 10 for some people, that's still a good tight end. And, there's really not a big difference between him and Fant. I like Goddard better than Fant because quarterback situation's not much worse or better. And Goddard is one of the big targets there. There's a ton of targets in Denver.
It's close. I think Fant still has some upside.
It's very close. Oh, no, it's not. Yeah. Fant's still good. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
it's very close.
I mean, there's almost no difference to me. Yeah, there really isn't. I don't know where I have Fant. Maybe I have him at 9 or 8. Let me see. I have Fant at 8 and I have Goddard at 7. There's no difference at all.
Yeah, no.
So
what about Steelers? First defensive off the board. What round is that?
I mean, by that time I've already written Felipe off. So,
so
it really doesn't matter. Yeah, he can really
do the grade was already out by then.
He can do whatever he wants. Yeah, go get Kirk Cousins too. You're gonna really need Kirk Cousins.
Let's move on to your team.
Whatever.
How about that?
Yeah, Rondell Moore was a good pick.
Should I give Felipe a little overview of yours, or do you want to?
Sure. I don't know what you're gonna say. Sure, I'd love to hear what you got to say.
Yeah, let's look at. Well, we've been talking about.
Remember, there's audio listeners though.
Right. So we got Saquon in the first round, Calvin Ridley in the second round. This is for Brain's team, by the way, guys. So let's start over. We got Saquon in the first, Calvin Ridley in the second, Darren Waller in the third, Travis. I always say it wrong. Etienne.
The letter E, the letter T, the letter N. That's how you.
I'm gonna have to practice that one.
I practice. That's all I know.
So we got Javonte Williams in the fifth, Odell Beckham in the sixth, Michael Carter in the seventh, Tannenhill 8th, Kenyon Drake in the 9th, Trey Lance in the 10th.
Oh boy.
Marvin Jones, Cole Beasley, Marquise Brown, Jacoby Myers, the Broncos D, and Tyler Bass to round it out. I mean, I think it's a solid team, but we've been talking about some of these strategies on some of these podcasts, and you've really kind of like honed in, I think, on on some of these really good ones. Like I would try to go RB light. Remember we talked about that one? And I tried not to play, tight end roulette. So I'm thinking those two things. Well, you put the Saquon Barkley knowledge to the test, and I love that because, we have the same feelings on Saquon. Ridley, he's a stud. I mean, I wanted him to fall technically, but I knew you were in front of me. So
I would have took Gibson or Najee, but
if they would have fallen to you.
Yeah, but I also love Ridley too. I'm fine with any of those three.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're safe there, right? I mean, and then so Kittle over Waller. I took Kittle. I'm a homer in that sense. I went with the Niners. Waller is just as good, if not maybe a better pick, to be honest, than mine. So perfect there. You got lucky too, actually, I think late.
I like third. Felipe couldn't draft a tight end. So
I know, that's right.
Waller at 3.06, that's money to me. I love it.
Technically, though, I think Darren Waller as his wide receiver 1 would have been better than Tyler Lockett as his wide receiver 1. You know what I mean? Like you have Waller.
Yeah, who's going to outscore? I'd say Waller's going to average just a little bit more.
Waller in your flex is a better
points.
move than having Lockett as wide receiver 1 at that point. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's more valuable because who wants to trade for Lockett versus who would everyone would line up to trade me for Waller.
Exactly.
Don't have that many takers for a 2 wide receiver league to trade for Lockett. Like, bro,
that's crucial.
Who cares about Lockett? So no trade value. Waller is
some
a
of
lot
these
of
wide
trade
receivers
value.
are just throwaway guys. Literally, I mean, you're not going to start certain guys.
Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Nelson Aguilar. Anyway, so we're moving on. Travis Etienne. I love him. I mean, I'm a rookie fanatic over these, running backs this year, Javonte and Etienne. So I think both are great. And then Odell, I think he comes back pretty well, but you never know. He could be a little injury risk too. He has been over his career. But there's value there for sure, right? Like you mentioned earlier. And then Carter, I mean, we've been talking about how well we think he's going to do. PPR monster. This is a full point PPR league. And that's your RB4. I mean, that's ridiculous. At this point, like that's almost trade bait if you wanted one of those guys, right? Like at one point you maybe want to make a move.
Yes, people do want running backs in this league. It's how
I can sense you've already got some trade requests, right? No,
people's been talking. There's nothing, I've been hearing some things. Nothing.
You never know.
Solid yet.
One of those rookies busts out, and then now you have, Saquon as your RB1 with 3 like stud running backs, potentially 2 maybe out of the 3 are good this year. Tannehill, solid. I mean, I wouldn't say he's the world beater, but he's got a great set of weapons. I mean, especially with that Julio Jones addition, right? But you got to see him really play consistently. I mean, without, I guess Tannehill's been pretty solid over the course of his last couple of seasons, but I just don't feel like he's like a passing monster. That's where you drafted Trey Lance 2 rounds later because you're hoping, I think Trey Lance is going to be like the stud you were looking for at quarterback. So I think backing those 2 picks up was really good, really good. Kenyon Drake in the middle. I mean, that's your RB5 at that point. Marvin Jones, Cole Beasley, Marquise Brown, Jacoby Myers. 2 out of 4 of those guys are going to be probably pretty darn good. Marvin Jones and Cole Beasley are my bets, but Jacoby Myers, he could be a great player too. I mean, we were already seeing him in the preseason get a lot of targets. Broncos, I love that defense. Really, actually, I have them in my dynasty league because I think they're young and explosive. And then Tyler Bass, I mean, your kicker. So I would rank it really high, actually. I'd probably give yourself a better rank than you got yourself or you gave yourself.
Breaking news really quick. Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts was sent to a Philadelphia hospital and diagnosed with a stomach infection and told to stay at home to rest for at least 2 days. He tested negative for C19. So he's good. He should be good.
It's
fine. I mean, it's also good. I think it's good news. So a lot of people are talking trash about my team essentially, and I just want to address them. Too many rookie RBs. I don't trust them.
Two out of the 3 rookies are going to pop.
Just
guys.
let me respond to them. Etienne's a bad pick. J. Rob is there. All those RBs are toss. So this is the worst comment. All those RBs are just a toss up with other solid players playing besides them. So what you guys are doing essentially is you guys are tunnel visioned with my team. Could you scroll up to where it doesn't show the 5th round on, Drew? Try to get that exact. Scroll up. Yeah. I'll get rid of this comment. No. 5th round down, it doesn't show up. I said the 5th round up. Yeah. I just want to see my first 4 picks. Keep scrolling. I don't want to see my 5th round pick. This is how you're looking at the draft board. I was feeling the same thing. Don't worry. But this is good advice. Now, try not to make this an argument between me and you. Try not to look at this as me being defensive. Just try to look at this with an open, positive mind as I'm trying to give the best advice I can to you. Now, if you want to give my team a D or an F, that I don't care. It's fine. I've already admitted it's high risk. So I'm trying to give you guys really good. This is what I'm calling functional advice. Stuff that you can actually do on draft day and stuff that you can actually avoid so you don't suck. When you look at the draft board like this, I mean, even Drew's team, like a lot of teams, you know, you look at normal teams, right? You look at Scott's team, team 1, you're like, okay, that's good. Okay. But I mean, his tight ends suck. Okay. So you don't, I mean, it's not the full story. His team's good. Like don't get me wrong. I like his team. I'm just saying it doesn't tell you the full story. My team right here is worrisome. I knew that. I knew it could turn sour. I knew it could go bad. I don't like picking from the 6th spot. I knew I had to take ETN. If I don't, I knew there's almost a guaranteed chance I could wind up with a team like Suchane's. And so I brag on Suchane's team, team 10, because he only has 2 RBs. But, you know, let's face it, even if he drafted RBs in round 10 or 11, they'd all suck anyways. Like James Conner's not even available there. So the best he could get was Chuba Hubbard, Gus Edwards. And I mean, that would have been much better. But, you know, do you really want them as your flex? So looking at the draft board like this, I reached for Travis Etienne. I have worries about him. I have a lot of confidence he can catch a lot of balls, but he is a rookie running back. There is huge risk. I know how my running backs are going to bust. Like I already know that, but it's all how the story ends. I'll keep scrolling down a little bit. I zigged when they zagged. I reached on all the running backs. I even passed up on one of my favorite draft picks, Julio Jones. This was very hard for me to do. I knew I needed to attack that running back well again. And you know what? This well is drying out for some teams as well. So keep that in mind. They're valuable. We just talked, who the hell wants to trade for Tyler Lockett, right? People might want to trade me for Javonte Williams, who people are saying is a good overall runner and a great fit on the Broncos, great balance. Travis Etienne, very sexy in PPR leagues. People might want to trade for these guys. Darren Waller, they're scarce. They're valuable in this league. I risked it. And then even Javonte Williams. So if you can just, well, I was saying, okay, just, you don't have to do it, but just if you look at my top 5 picks, it's still iffy because I got Etienne and Javonte Williams. Very risky. But then when I hit Michael Carter, who, I mean, no, he doesn't have good players playing besides him at all. So I don't even understand like how you say he has good players playing besides. So Tevin Coleman is a good player. Like, I don't even understand. Michael Carter is clearly the best running back. He's got the PPR edge on all those running backs. So without Michael Carter, my team would be doomed. But you know what? I risked it. He fell to me. And then if we look at these wide receivers I got, you know, that's when I really completed my team. I got Marvin Jones, Cole Beasley, Hollywood Brown, Jacoby Myers. Let's say half of them bust. I'll still be pretty good. I believe I got the wide receiver 1 on the Jaguars. I believe Cole Beasley's either going to get cut, not play for the Bills, or do something dumb, or he's going to ball out. So I got a great pick there. And then Hollywood Brown, whatever. I'll call him as a bust. We'll just say that's a bad pick to make it easier. Whatever. That's fine. He just sucks. That's cool. We'll just throw that one away. But I got Jacoby Myers. Like, come on, you guys got to like him. So that's how, you know, I just built my team very differently. So don't just look at, you know, you're looking at the small picture here. You're being very narrow visioned. You got to look at the whole picture. And, I guess there is a chance for sure that all these running backs bust, but it's much more rare that happens because I drafted 1, 2, 3, 4 running backs early on. So that's what I think. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Logan.
Yeah, I mean, maybe going with a different player for that Drake slot. That might have been a better option there because who'd you leave? Mike Williams, Tyler Boyd, or no, is that the other way?
Oh, instead
Curtis
of
Samuel?
Drake?
Yeah, I mean, maybe taking Drake out of there, right? Because you could have gone with a better wide receiver 3, is my opinion there.
Mike Williams went before me. So
then
Brandon
you
Cooks would have been the Brandon Cooks and Will Fuller. No, there's really no one else. I mean, Darnell Mooney I could have reached for. But it worked out. Like I was like, look, I'm gonna get Gallup or Marvin Jones later. I couldn't get Gallup. I was like, I could get Gage later. I couldn't get Gage. And I mean, I don't know. I feel like it still worked out. Like, I don't think that was bad. I mean, that's really like I did basically what the naysayers are saying. I attacked. Oh, your RBs are all gonna suck. Well, I mean, I took Drake too. You know what I mean? Like I just kept attacking it, like knowing that could, you know what I mean? Like knowing that could be the case. I was like, let me just keep taking running backs when everyone's taking wide receivers. And then when everyone was taking defense and weird stuff, I took all the sleeper, boring wide receivers, right? Hollywood Brown, post-hype sleeper. Cole Beasley, everyone on Twitter hates him. Marvin Jones, all he does is put up 1,000+ yards and ball out and put up touchdowns. And still, he's just a boring pick that always goes late. And I slayed him to be the number 1 wide receiver on the Jaguars.
Trey Lance was a popular or a very loud pick, let's just say. Everybody was yelling when that happened.
Oh, yeah. So I wanted to take Trey Lance where I took Drake. I want to take him that early, but I showed a little bit of discipline, waited one more round, and I saw Mike was there at team 2, and I was like, he's probably going to take him, and I took him. And then Mike's like, wait, you had other, now that I know he was just jealous. He's like, look, you had other quarterbacks ranked ahead of Lance. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not going to do anything with those quarterbacks. I was like, when and if Lance plays and he's a stud, which we both think he, could be. Yeah. I think he will be. He's got a sweet playoff schedule. So I think it even starts week 14. He's playing against teams like the Texans and Bengals, and the Bengals is usually ideal matchup. They got a somewhat decent offense and no defense. So it could be a little bit of a shootout, just enough interesting to keep you throwing and play your quarterback and give him fantasy points, but not enough to where the good defense not good enough to stop them though. So his playoff schedule, fantasy playoff schedule, is just unreal. Week 15, 16, 17. And
that's actually smart 14. To look at stuff like that way in advance. And
I don't look at it too much, but like for Lance, it's like it's a thing. It works out so like it's so polarized. It's so big of a deal because he's probably not going to start week 1. I mean, he could, but I mean, he'll start, he probably will start at some point in the season. And I got Tannehill. So, Mike was pretty pissed.
And Tannehill is very, I think, consistent across the board. I mean, he's not got super high ceiling, I guess you could say, but
he doesn't have the ceiling. Yeah,
he's going to be safe. He doesn't throw a lot of interceptions or turn the ball over a lot. They got a running game he can rely on to play action pass. I mean, he's just not, a world beater, Drew Brees, 4 or 5 touchdowns on a good day kind of guy. He's going to have maybe 2 on a good day and 250 yards passing, but be efficient.
This is the question here. Let me explain. So Rick says, Brain, why Lance before Burrow? Please explain. So I have Jalen Hurts and Burrow ranked ahead of Lance. But this is functional, right? Rankings are just a tool. Right? Just because you're going to go fix something doesn't mean like you need your hammer, right? Like it's just a tool. If I didn't have Tannehill and I'm going in, butt naked with Trey Lance as my QB1, we're kind of screwed here, right? But I already have the safest quarterback who's everyone considers him a QB1. just, like he won't be top 3. He probably won't be top 5. Like he doesn't have that potential, but top 7, top 8, yeah, he has that, he's going to be around there, top 10ish. So he'll be consistent. He'll be boring, but he'll be good. And he has just enough rushing upside to be the Konami cheat code and get you those rushing yards. And, he has Julio Jones, which is probably an upgrade over Corey Davis. So he should be decent. Yeah. They lost Jonnu Smith, though, which is relevant. And Derrick Henry just keeps catching passes in practice. But, we've seen that before. Never turn. We'll see. Anyway, Tannehill's a good, solid quarterback. I'm going to answer this question.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Tannehill's a good, solid quarterback. I already drafted him. I can't change that. And so I drafted Trey Lance, who, as we talked about, the reasons why, the playoff schedule, the upside. That's why I said, look, if I draft Jalen Hurts, he's the same exact guy as Tannehill. What am I going to do with him? I'm going to draft Burrow. So now I got Burrow and Tannehill. I just keep starting the wrong guys every week. It doesn't even matter. I can start, and the Titans defense sucks too. So I can start Tannehill every week. He'll be good. The team still got to worry about Henry. That's why it's a good thing, that they run. Teams worry about Henry. They can't stop him. Tannehill's never going to blow it out the water, but you can start him every week. And then I got my, my secret weapon, my X factor. Fantasy playoffs, baby. If Trey Lance is there and he's starting, I think he'll be a stud then. Now I got my secret weapon. He's fresh. He's good to go. And, Niners are trying to win games, make the playoffs. Come on, they're going all out trying to make playoffs.
Opening up that playbook.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna run. You know what I mean? He's not gonna be like, "Hey, Lance, take it easy." Even though
they'll be designing plays.
we might miss playoffs, but take it easy. He's gonna be like, "I'm a lion. Let me roar. Let's go."
Oh yeah,
all right, next
definitely.
Team.
All right, cutthroats. I'll read it out. So we got Ezekiel Elliott in the first round, Najee Harris in the second round, Patrick Mahomes in the third round, Terry McLaurin, Julio Jones, Miles Sanders, Melvin Gordon, Kenny Galladay, Logan Thomas, Corey Davis, Zach Moss, Jonnu Smith, T.Y. Hilton, Philip Lindsay, Young Hoku, and Buffalo Bills defense to round it out. So that was the Cutthroats team, Team 6. What do you think about them?
Team 7.
Shoot, sorry, Team 7. God, I can't count today.
His team's really good. Sanders fell. That's so weird. I don't know if that's my influence because he's my biggest bust. But I've never seen him fall that far. Miles Sanders, that is. Melvin Gordon was a bad pick, but looking at it, there wasn't that many options. I would have went Mostert over Melvin Gordon. Kenny Galladay fell. He's hurt. He kept falling. So this is a good team. I'm a little bit lower on Logan Thomas than most just because I don't think he's going to need to be that much of a receiver now that they actually have a lot of receivers. The reason they needed him because they had no receivers last year. Who was the second option of that team? What
Steven Sims?
Something else. Isn't there 2 Sims on that team? It's just
you're right. Cam Sims, Steven Sims.
It's those guys. Yeah, who's drafting those guys? So
you better not be.
Yeah, but his team's really good. If you look at it, look at his first 5 picks, just nailed it. Zeke, Najee, Mahomes, McLaurin, Julio. That's insane. That's a great start. Really sometimes you got to do stuff different. That's why my team's totally different, even though I drafted right beside him. So I think I gave him a B. What's the next team? We're not going to go through all the picks. So the next team was Mitchell. He always drafts weird. He always punts RB. And I still fear his team if I'm facing him. He's got Tyreek, Hopkins, Josh Allen, Mark Andrews. But teams like this wither away. So even if he's off to a hot start, one running back injury and he's done. And you got to hope Darrell Henderson and Raheem Mostert, you got to hope these guys do something. That's tough.
You went 3 tight ends too. That's rare, kind of in a league like this.
So just drop Jared Cook if you're listening, Mitchell. Just do it. I mean, he's garbage, so there's really no need. And you know what? Even if he's good, what are you gonna do? You can actually start him. So it's just the best advice. It's the best over Mandrews and Higbee. I mean, you're not gonna really be starting Higbee either. So yeah. I mean, Donald Parham. What is his last name? Parham? Something.
Yeah, Parham.
Parham, yeah, he's getting all the hype right now. So yeah, Mitchell's team's a C. He's gonna put up a lot of fantasy points, but he'll wither away. Probably just before it's crunch time and probably just miss playoffs. James Whitewalker, bro.
He took Chubb in the first round.
No, he took Kyle Pitts in round 3 is what he did. I've never
I like
seen,
Kyle Pitts, but I won't do that.
I've never seen anything like that. And then he did a weird rainbow and he drafted Lamar next. And
that is a weird rainbow.
You sealed your fate right there. Because look at this, guy. So he drafted Pitts at 3.9. Hawkinson went 5.11. That's where you messed up. Yeah. And that caused a huge avalanche for you. So that team's basically dead. Still, like when you go up against this team, I mean, if Pitts works out, he's got some good starters, but it has zero. Like he's already done. His depth is done after round 4. He's just drafting like flyers now.
Well, his RB2 is the RB2 on the Buffalo Bills, right? I mean, aren't they saying Moss is a starter? He drafted Singletary.
I don't believe any
5
of that
rounds
stuff.
above Moss, though.
I don't believe any.
I mean,
of
it could.
They both. They both suck. So don't. Yeah. So
but
yeah, but
that high is pretty.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. This is the weirdest RB run. Was that round?
Yeah, this one from Robinson to Singletary.
Yeah, that was a weird RB run, and I think I got the best one, Michael Carter.
We'll see, but I mean, I think Sermon, Harris, Carter.
Oh yeah, Damian Harris actually is a great pick.
Those are probably the 3.
Yeah, and I like. And Sermon does have the upside.
Really good this year still. Robinson still could be this.
I don't know. He won't.
I don't know. I mean, you got the.
Well,
Urban Meyer.
Okay, even if he gets 80 rush yards, that's like. I don't know how many touchdowns they're scoring. I don't know. Carlos Hyde is there.
A lot of different packages and have different personnel on.
Yeah, I'm not here defending my ETN pick, so don't get me like. I know a lot of people like it's just human nature to think that but I reached for ETN. Like he's not the greatest, but that's why I just kept drafting. Like I just wanted running backs. That's all. So yeah, ETN, like I took him early. He's no slam dunk by any means. I mean, it could be messy there. That's why I just had to keep going. I knew I had to keep going running back.
I just like that comment by Dak. Bro, you got a weird rainbow.
Yes, but that's exactly what Team 9 does have.
Right, and that's
weird rainbow. Yeah, it's just and that he's right. He's right.
Oh boy.
Team 10, Sushanes. We already talked about him. He reached for a lot of dynasty wide receivers. Like, look at how is this not a dynasty wide receiver strategy? Look at this.
You called that out in the draft too.
CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Ayuk, T. Higgins, Elijah Moore, Terrace Marshall, De'Ami Brown, Donovan People-Jones. This is a deep dynasty draft. That what he just did. But no, this is actually a normal standard redraft PP early, and he has no running backs. So, he's screwed. A tight end position could be weird for him. So I gave him the lowest grade. But that's tough. Like I don't have love nor hate for him. It's tight end rule. If Tanya finishes tight end 5, I'm not gonna be surprised. But if he finishes tight end 15, I'm not gonna be surprised either.
Yeah, it was all about touchdowns last year. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it's really and that was last year. So that might not even be the case. Maybe he is a legitimate receiver on this team. Maybe AJ Dillon catches a lot of balls. Because we know Aaron Jones will. I
hope so. I'm a big AJ Dillon guy.
I like AJ Dillon. I couldn't get him in a lot of leagues, and I'm sour grapes about it. So bad team, Sushanes, but he knows I like his players. He just needed to attack running back earlier and not reach for wide receivers. Like they're running out of stuff. What's the deepest position? He's like, oops, I already drafted. Can't even answer my question. Oops, I already drafted 8 wide receivers. I hope it's not wide receiver. Well, yeah, it is wide receiver.
I'm sure you guys will match up on a trade at some point if you.
Well, hey, he's got the dynasty wide. He's got the dynasty wide receivers. I got the dynasty running backs.
Well, you guys match up pretty well then. So.
Yeah, I definitely have the dynasty running backs. So So
We'll
team
save that for another podcast.
team 11. He did very well with Aaron Jones, Stephon Diggs, Allen Robinson, David Montgomery, TJ Hawkinson, Russell Wilson. And then just like that's where he's missing the last pages of his magazine or whatever. Like it just, it's just
That
from
brought
there.
me
It's
back
just,
to a Biff
yeah.
visual.
He just, oh crap, Marty, we're missing the last few pages. Yeah, David Johnson, James Conner, Curtis Samuel, Will Fuller, Jamal Williams, whatever. It's all bad.
Justin
Team
Fields.
right after Jalen Hurts, and you already got Russell Wilson, so I mean, whatever.
Yeah, no.
But no, Justin Fields is not bad there at all. So
football team though, that's going to be a stud defense.
That's a good defense. I mean, they're good. They're going to get a lot of sacks and QB pressures. They're going to get a lot of those.
Young and so quick, they're going to be sacking the quarterback.
Yeah, it's a good defense for sure.
Making big plays, interceptions and whatnot.
A tier 1 defense. Team 12.
Way, yeah.
This was a weird, this is the only team that went robust RB. Jonathan Taylor, Austin Eckler, DeAndre Swift. The problem is I don't like the running backs he chose.
RB heavy.
So I think it's a huge mistake. He should have went with Diggs in round 1. This way, you're not locked in. Just imagine if Jalen Hurts didn't even fall to this guy, which saved his team. So he's totally just locked in a box here. If you went with Diggs and you paired him up with any running back, with me, it would have been Gibson. You would have been straight, man. Like, think about Diggs and Gibson to start off, and then you could do literally anything after that. For some reason, Waller or Kittle fell. Boom. I'm taking him at 3.12. Easy pick. A Patrick Mahomes at 3.12. I'm taking him there. I know that rarely happens, guys, but I'm just saying, like, I'm just listing all the positions.
Chance.
Yeah, I'm listing all the positions. If and or not, just draft the best running back / wide receiver available. If Kittle's not there, if Waller's not there, if Mahomes is not there, just draft another running back, wide receiver. The point is you're not locked in. So now after this guy went, 3 running backs, he's like, oh, I got to start taking wide receivers. Chris Godwin and Dante Johnson are okay, but then DJ Chark. Wow,
you're not a big Chark guy this year, I know.
Well,
you think Marvin Jones will outproduce him?
Well, here's the thing. Going back to my running backs, I reached for my running backs, and they're like Chark, but that's the point. That Chark is a wide receiver, and he has a little bit of upside, but he's going early. I got Marvin Jones later. I think Marvin Jones is going to outscore Chark. I don't know that, but what I do know is that Marvin Jones is tremendous more value in drafts than DJ Chark. That's something I do know.
Oh yeah,
and so that's what I'm saying. But you're not going to be able to find Javonte Williams or ETN late. That's the point I'm trying to make. Like I took them early. Yeah, they have bustability for sure. I like Michael Carter is my favorite running back that I took, by the way. I got way later.
I like LaVisca. I think he's actually going to outproduce Chark this year and be the number 1 in Jacksonville.
Well, I'll put it like this. I think LaVisca has lower ceiling. I think Chark has a higher ceiling, but I think LaVisca has a higher floor because I think he's definitely going to be involved. He's the least riskiest, I feel like, out of all the Jaguars. Just all the Jaguars maybe all together. Because he's going to definitely get his touches. And DJ Chark's a big play guy, but we haven't seen it except that 1 year, a couple years ago. So we don't know. Maybe he does come back with Lawrence, but but he's being drafted, right? Like DJ Chark could go ahead. Did he go ahead of Odell? He did. Yeah. So that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like we've actually seen, even if you hate it, like we've seen Odell do it like different occasions, like at least something. DJ Chark, we've only seen him do it 1 year. Like,
yeah, you're right. One good season, I would say.
It's all about value. So what's his upside? His upside is that he's gonna be like well worth like 1 pick. So that's his upside. Like he could go 1 pick earlier. That's his upside. I take him in round 6, but he could be like a late round 5 guy.
Yeah,
that's it.
I see what you mean. The difference.
That's all you're getting. Yeah, exactly. That's all you're getting. Like you drafted him right at his ceiling, is what I'm trying to say. Then he got AJ Dillon, great pick. Cortland Sutton, great pick. Now this is a team right here that you're at this point, if I'm tunnel visioning it, you're like, now you got some good players for sure, but like, who's going to be your quarterback and tight end?
Yeah,
you got
right.
Brandon Cooks, which is another good pick because at that value, I don't like Brandon Cooks, but at that value, that's a great pick.
Right.
But so now it's like starting to kind of hurt you because now it's like, well, when the hell are you going to start Brandon Cooks? That's your 5th wide receiver. You can only start up to 3. When are you going to start? Like, where are you starting these guys? Like, when would you ever start AJ Dillon, right? Oh, after DeAndre Swift and Eckler get hurt. That's right.
Maybe week 7 when 2 of his wide receivers have the same bye week, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it. And so you got Mike Gesicki, who people like. I don't, because Mike Gesicki, he's a slot receiver. He's fast, got good measurables. But now that they actually have a bunch of receivers all of a sudden, I don't see him being split out. I don't see him being used as a receiver. Like, where's he going to play? Like, who's throwing these targets?
I think he's just magic. He's the type of athlete that won't get his touches. But I see your point. I just think he's going to be. I don't know. I think he'll have some of the best stats wide receiver wise this year on the Dolphins. Like, he'll be top 1 and 2.
Well, here's a realistic way, and I think the way he's going to have success is one of those wide receivers are going to get hurt.
Oh, for sure.
Which is just inevitable between they're already hurt. Fuller and Devontae Parker. Someone's gonna get suspended or hurt out of those two. But Waddle's
41 game, I think.
Waddle's supposed to be in the slot. I don't know. Maybe Waddle won't play in this slot. Look, I don't know. But Gesicki, even regardless, Gesicki is not the worst tight end you could have when you go tight end late.
No.
He's definitely top 10. And then JD McKissick, kind of a wasted pick. But then, it happens sometimes. He got Jalen Hurts like at the very end of the draft. And what is that specifically? 16, 15, 14, 12.
Yeah, wow.
Round 12. So 12.01. You got Jalen Hurts, which is just, that boosted your team. And then you got Russell Gage late too. Like, that's incredible. Here's the thing, man. Like, if you just went tight end a little earlier, I think it could have been better. It's harder with, guys taking Pitts and stuff, but I think taking tight end a little earlier would have been better. Easier said than done with how crazy this snake draft was going.
Have you seen this comment yet? Not to interrupt you.
I was done talking. I'm thinking about offering Couch a trade while he's live.
Do it. Send it over. Let's see it. Accepted trade on air live.
We're talking about this draft board for days. All right. While Sushane is working on his mustache game and sending a trade, hatching up a plan for us.
You have some announcements you want me to get it?
Let's get some people in these Couch Fam leagues.
Let's do it.
The unbanned guys here. We got Marcus here. We got Royal here. We got the gang here. So let's give away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 spots in the Guillotine League filled up. I'm thinking about making this a 14-team league now.
Hold on, am I supposed to be doing something here? Do I need to
No. You don't got to do nothing. I'm
not prepared as usual.
No, that's good.
Anything.
I'm right. I got it up.
Okay.
So let's make this a 14-team league. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Man, I wish I would get a trade on there. A good trade.
In the Couch League?
I'm just messing around at this point.
All right, so we're going to end the audio podcast there for you guys listening live. Stay tuned. I'm going to be giving away some spots here. You got to pay, though, not like for free or anything. But I don't take a cut. So we're going to be giving away some spots to the Couch Fam Leagues, Guillotine League, and Subscriber League. But we're going to end the audio podcast there. If you haven't already, make sure you go to the main YouTube channel, Fantasy Couch. Watch that video. Drew, what do you rate that video?
Oh, God. It's an A++++++. I mean, I know how video production works to a little degree. You absolutely nailed it.
I sent you a picture of the intro.
Oh, my God.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Just because I know you say like I've edited videos before. I just will like look at just the first 59 seconds.
God, I
And
bet
you
you
saw how
had,
much
like,
I chopped that like yeah, it's frame by frame editing. And
that's
I
the
did music
craziest stack of all
videos.
time, I bet.
Oh, bro, it was I had to dig up footage and I had to look at all this stuff and put this in and that in.
You
and
made the Reachola. You created the Reachola.
that's nothing for that's a little Photoshop, But
Dude,
it's funny though. It's a
can
good.
we get a shirt? Can I get the Reachola shirt? I mean,
Oh my god, that is a sick shirt,
dude. Oh, the
wow.
optics %.
Oh my god! And then when someone reaches, just go like this.
Oh, dude, just think about that. You would only really know if you know what that means. But
Oh,
it's a great
I wish
shirt.
I can bring it up on the screen. Let me see if I can. I hate multitasking, but
We just like play the video on air live.
but guys, we're gonna end the audio podcast there. Thanks for tuning in, and make sure you guys do check out. We're gonna keep the live stream going though. Don't tune out if you're live. But we're gonna end the audio podcast. Check out that video. It's amazing. Go smash that like. I do this for you guys. I say this before. I don't even like humans. I don't like organizing the draft
He really
party.
doesn't.
All I'm doing is yelling at these guys all day there, and I'm very
does.
self-aware, and it's annoying. Like I know everything that I'm doing, but if I don't, like, we ain't gonna get the shots. Like it's not gonna happen.
Oh yeah. Well, there's an
It's
understanding by now
impossible.
because just so you guys know, Brain knows what he's doing. He's done a lot of video production outside of this channel, and so we know, like, if he says to do this or do that, it's time to move, basically, because it's been proven.
It's got to get done. So guys, go check that out. I appreciate all you guys. That's all I ask, man. Just give it a watch, enjoy it. You're gonna love it. Everyone on the premiere it was way better. I knew people would love it, and it was even better than I thought. We got one dislike on there, and oh my god, I love it because someone can't.
12 minutes of gold.
They can't enjoy it. You can't enjoy the best draft party in the world. It's all good. I feel sorry for the one person that disliked it, but if you don't got that dislike, that means you're doing something wrong. It's not blowing up. We want it to blow up. So guys, go watch that video. We'll end the audio podcast there. Peace. All right, we're keeping the live stream going. Let's start it off with.
I don't need to do anything, right?
Trade. Well, you can't. You can't.
Okay,
really
you got it.
Trade offer he sent me. Couch draft party. Oh, here we go. All right, so here's the trade. Oh, I can screenshot it though. That's fast.
You want to put it in the Google Doc?
I'll put it in, yeah. All right. I'm not even reading it, guys. I'm just focusing on the screenshot. I'll just put it up. And Sushane overall, he doesn't send BS trades. He sends trades that are overall reasonable. Yeah, he doesn't send like trades that just make me mad and I'm like, I never want to trade with you again. That's not him. Not to say he doesn't negotiate and you might have to.
Oh, he gets a good fair side of the deal.
Yeah, he's not a pushover. I don't want it to come out like that, but I'm saying he doesn't send BS trades, and that's a bad way. That's a good way to ruin relationships, with just trading relationships. Be like, okay, this guy's sending me another trade. Okay, scroll down. Let's bring it up. I got it up. Oh, it's nice and sexy here. Scroll down, Drew. All the way down.
All the way down. Sorry.
Go. All right, here it is. Cool. I didn't even read it yet. All right, so he's giving me okay. This is who I wanted from him: CeeDee Lamb and Antonio Gibson. I give him Saquon and ATN. I might accept.
It's a pretty hot trade.
I might accept. I'm gonna accept.
I think I personally would.
I'm gonna accept. All right, give me a final answer just so people know. Would you accept?
I would. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna accept right now.
I think it's close. Don't get me wrong, but I think you have like Antonio Gibson. We've already talked about the upside. He's going to be doing even more pass catching. I've heard lately.
I get my solidified wide. I mean, my wide receiver room goes from
crazy.
My wide receiver room goes from good sleepers, good values wide receivers to stud. Like a good hopeful wide receiver room to like, oh, that's your strength now.
We got some votes here too.
This is it, guys. We're talking about a round one round 2, round 3, round 4. All these guys are each round 1.
Yeah, well, let's look and see when they were
went.
drafted. Right here. So we
Saquon
got the
Barkley.
draft here.
Yeah, well, Saquon Barkley went round 1. Gibson went round 2. CD went round 3, and ATN went round 4.
Yeah, it's a 1 and a 4 for a 2 and a 3.
All right, I'm gonna accept. How sexy is this, Drew?
I love it.
I mean, as far as the entertainment and the intensity, I think that you can't beat this trade. But what about the sexiness of the trade? I think it's a very sexy trade in itself.
Oh yeah, the names involved.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm in a great deal.
Oh, absolutely. I think I side on 2 and 3 versus 1 and 4 most days out of the week anyway. It's just, naturally.
Well, I love that. I love that range because we're talking Diggs, Ridley, Najee, Gibson. Like, I love that. And then, if Mixon falls, I like that, 2.11 for Mixon, which he never falls to, but wishful thinking.
It's also a really good trade for Sushane now because at that point, what does he have?
He has running backs.
Etienne and Mike Davis. Yeah, he has running backs. But he has 2 really good running backs, right? He has Saquon and Mike Davis. Plus, he has a good boom or bust candidate, Etienne. You don't have to accept it right now. Oh, did you?
You didn't even see it.
I wasn't even paying attention to it.
Oh, bro! Of course, I have.
Why is it pending? I thought we didn't do pending.
No. I push trades through. We do pending, but we change it to I just push everything through unless it's very lopsided or suspicious.
Super fair. 1 and a 4 for a 2 and a 3. I don't think it gets much more fair.
I mean, you can say it's like, oh, I'm winning.
Oh, winning. I mean, you might have to do it now.
Can I get a regrade? Well, I mean, it's only fair. I mean, this has been the biggest topic has been how I did Sushane Ron by giving him a grade that doesn't matter. But, I appreciate that my grades mean so much. It just means that, people look at this. People like it. Let's see. That's you commenting.
Dak agrees.
Regrade. Okay, so what's the easiest way to...
Oh, sorry. Let's go back to the trade. We had a question about the trade. Let me show you guys again for those that... Here we go. For Jay. What is it? Saquon, Etienne for Gibby, Lamb. Yes, correct. That is the trade.
What do you guys think? Do you guys think I won or lost? I literally accepted it. I just accepted it 1 minute ago.
Ridley and Lamb is elite plus Waller. That's sexy.
And I still got RBs. I hit the RB well. So now,
I mean, this was actually something that I kind of mentioned in our podcast about how you have some bait now. I mentioned it could be Carter. It turned out to be Etienne. But one of those rookie running backs could be bait. While they're still rookies and they're shiny rookies, wait 3 weeks and one of them busts and now you can't trade them at all, right? So you traded them kind of like as their top of their value as far as rookie running backs go. Like Etienne could go higher, but there's a good chance he goes lower.
We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. But I really like Saquon, man. It's just I like a Gibson as well, so I don't see a big difference. But I have him ranked closely. I have Antonio Gibson as RB7, like extremely high and just insanely high, and I absolutely love him.
So we got Lamb and Gibson side for Royale.
Did this trade actually upgrade both teams? Well, yeah, it did. I mean, I think I clearly won, and I think most people think I won. But Sushane needed a running back.
Yeah, he feels like he won just based on
he got it. Yeah, he got a Saquon Barkley. So and Etienne. So now he's got way more running backs. So now he's got 3 running backs, and I'm about to give him. This is, bro, that's one hell of a trade he sent me. I mean, I didn't even have to give up a third player. Yeah, I think we got to put this in the audio podcast. I gotta edit the podcast a little bit, which is fine. I got to put this part in. I mean, I accepted it. I didn't, because I wasn't thinking. I'm trying to do the show. I'm not really thinking. I didn't even read the trade until we put it up. Wow, what a block! I mean, we hit it with the block. We got Sushane in the league, and we're hitting it with blockbuster trades. We just aired the video. Like this league's brand new drafted. That draft board is still fresh, man. Couch. This is a very good assessment by Jack right here. Couch won, but Sushane saved himself.
There's another one.
His wide receivers are still fine losing Lamb. He had Adams, Ayuk. Yes, because he has Devontae Adams, who's
The
elite
man.
of the elite. Most have him as wide receiver one. His
Yeah,
wide
he is
receivers
now.
are fine. Yeah, he drafted wide receivers every other pick. Every other pick was a wide. He has 8. This man has 8 wide receivers, literally. Well done, guys. Round of applause for the.
Should we get back
trade.
to adding people to leagues or what?
No, we'll do the regrade.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We got off the. We interrupted the regrade for this. Let's go to the draft board.
Let's do it.
All right, so Sushane now has Devontae Adams, Saquon Barkley. Oh my God. Not CeeDee Lamb. Brandon Ayuk, ETN, T. Higgins, Mike Davis, Tom Brady, Elijah Moore, much better team. Robert Tonyan, Trevor Lawrence, Cole Kmet, Terrace Marshall, Ravens D, De'Ami Brown, Jason Sanders, good kicker, Donovan Peoples-Jones. So he went from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You gotta think I'm exaggerating. 16-round draft where you only start 2 wide receivers. He had 8 wide receivers. Now he has 7. Much more acceptable. The amount you want is about 6 in this league, just so you guys freaking know. Okay. How many do I have, Drew? 6 wide receivers. All right, how many you got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See what I'm saying? Like, you want 6 wide receivers in this league. You got freaking 8. 8. Drew has 5. You have 8. So now you only got 7 wide receivers. You had 2 running backs, which is, basically a fatality to yourself. And now you got 3. So I would grade this. C+ or B-? I'm leaning B-.
Yeah, I'd go B-.
Big risk at tight end. That's the only reason. Everything else
He's
I
high
like.
on those guys. He's high on those guys. So
yeah, but it's still right at tight end too. Tight end roulette. Like I could I'm talking about Irv Smith. Like Irv Smith could pan out, but he's very risky. All these guys. This is basically the same thing. B-. Yep. So Chad agrees. B. Okay, everyone give Sushane a new grade. So his team is team 10, but he just traded me Antonio Gibson and CeeDee Lamb for my Saquon Barkley and ETN. Yeah, and all you haters on my running backs now got to turn around because now I got Michael Carter, Javonte Williams, and Antonio Gibson. Oh, buddy. I love it. I love it. See, this is why you do what you do. I took a lot of hits at the running back. I passed up on Julio Jones, which hurt me.
During this podcast, you took the hits, but
yeah, I did.
Swinging.
I mean, it hurt me as in it hurt me emotionally during the it hurt. It was painful to do it. That's what it's fine. But I'm just saying, passing on Julio Jones, it hurt me. It hurt to do that. It was very hard to do that. I knew I had to keep attacking running backs. My running backs are so dang risky. I'm not defying that fact at all. It's funny how this worked out. What was I saying, bro? Lockett, no trade value, right? Running backs, trade value. Rookie running backs are sexy. Darren Waller, trade value. These guys are scarce. These guys are valuable. Nobody wants freaking Jimmy Garoppolo. No Niner fan drafted Jimmy Garoppolo. No one wants freaking Derek Carr. Raider fan drafted Derek Carr. No one wants Kirk Cousins, goes undrafted in these type of leagues. Nobody wants these dudes. Tyler Lockett, no one wants to trade him in a 2 wide receiver league. You can find wide receivers on waivers. My wide receiver 2 is Odell Beckham. Don't get banned again, bro. That's funny though.
Yeah, it's great.
Great upgrade.
Oh, Sean, you're the man.
Hopefully
you had my back earlier.
Nah, he's Sean's.
I know.
D- to B-. Talk about an upgrade.
Man, that was a lot of extra credit you had to turn in for that.
Yeah,
it's when we were failing classes, your teacher would be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give you 40 extra points for this."
Yeah, one time I got an incomplete grade. Parents didn't like that. Like what kind of F is this?
Yeah, what does that mean?
What kind of what it looks? I mean, it's bad. All right, let's go to the league.
Okay. So you want to do guillotine first?
Oh, Bob left and came back because he saw he heard word of a Sue Shane trade. East Coast is like 1 a.m. right now, close to it. So, all right. Who wants in on the leagues? All right, who wants? Let's give away a couple spots for the guillotine league. Who wants in? Let me know. All right, we'll end the audio podcast there now. Our audio podcast ended there. Go check out the draft video. All right, let's get some people in some leagues.
That was just too good, huh?
I don't think Bob wants. I think Bob's in too many leagues as is. I don't think he wants in. So who wants in? Let me know. Okay, Dak, you want in? You got it. Go ahead and send me $30 via Venmo. All I ask is you only get in one of these, though. Don't get in both guillotine and subscriber. Leave that open for some people, man.
Yeah, give people a shot, man. Like I'm not gonna sign
don't
up
get
for
in
any of
both.
these.
Yeah.
I
Well,
want
you're
you
in.
guys to
You're
have a
in.
shot.
You're doing more
Way too
leagues
many
this
already.
year. Yeah. So take it easy. If you're gonna do 2-3 more leagues, leave it there. Don't try to do 5 more leagues this year than your normal.
Hey, Sean, the answer is yes. We're giving away spots right now for this.
Yeah. So first, let's give away.
First guillotine.
Let's do. I can give away.
Dak,
4
you're
up
in.
to 4
You gotta
spots.
send your 30.
Okay. Send the 30 to. Here, I'll just Venmo at. It's not looking good. Hussein the Brain. Cash App. Hussein the Brain. Oh yeah, and Marcus, you already have my info. So if you're gonna send it, just let me know how you send it usually. So it's $30. Just let me know. I have to call you though. Okay, Web Fiji, you're in. So we got Dak / Marcus pending. We got Web Fiji. Go ahead and send me your 30. We got Logan. It's the guillotine standard PPR, but starting 14 team league and starting around weeks. I don't know exactly yet. I don't want to misspeak, but like starting like week 6, we start chopping the weakest link, and then the team that was a number 1 by week 6-ish will get some kind of award, either immunity or you'll get a pick from the worst team or something cool like that. So essentially it's a guillotine league where the worst team gets chopped every week, the lowest scoring team. But it's going to be standard PPR. Other than that, it's going to be very normal $1,000 FAB like always. Technically. Okay, yeah, you can wait for the auction league. So
You want me to pull the comment up?
Do we have anyone else that wants in the auction? Sorry, in the okay, $30. Marcus sent me his 30. So you're in. What's your sleeper name? I need your sleeper name. I forgot to say that.
He'll say it in a second. I'll pop it up.
Yeah, and I could find it too. He's in like 2 of my leagues already. I'd rather be in guillotine. All right, you're in guillotine. You're locked in. Just give me your sleeper name. Web Fiji. Oh yeah, that's right. It is just Dak, and it is. I remember how it's spelled too, like that. Okay. Take it off the screen, dude. Don't put that on the screen. Okay, Web Fiji. I got yours too. What's your sleeper name, Web Fiji? Dollars paid. All right, let's give away. So this won't take too. Let's just give away 2 spots to the auction league. Web Fiji, I need your sleeper name. Web Fiji. I do have your payment though. It's Falcoholic, I'm pretty sure. What is a guillotine league? I just explained that, bro. He wasn't listening. The team that scores the lowest gets eliminated that week. So starting around week 6 or something-ish like that, we eliminate 1 team every week until week 17. There's 2 teams left. That's
you're correct. Alcoholic.
All right, and that draft, by the way, guys, that's August 24th, Tuesday evening. Okay, so it's probably going to be like 9 p.m. Eastern or 9:30 p.m. Eastern, something around that time. 9:15 p.m. something around that time Eastern, so the West Coast can get to it too. So August 20. Mark it on your calendars. August 24th, Tuesday, Guillotine League draft. We're gonna make that a 14-team league. Marcus is a gem. This guy's such a gem. He's so funny. And okay, who wants in the subscriber league with me? And Alex is giving away his spot. He paid me. I refunded him because he's in so many leagues that he would prefer to give away his spot to someone who hasn't played. But I mean, frankly, we don't got time for that. Let's just give away 2 spots to whoever else wants in.
I know Sean. Sean wants this one.
Sean does. I want subscriber action. Okay, go ahead and send me $50, Sean, Venmo or Cash App. Yeah, unfortunately, I had to do some of these during the weekdays. So September 1st is a Wednesday, right? Yeah, September 1st is a Wednesday. So Wednesday evening, again, probably be like 9 to 9:30 p.m. Eastern.
He said through Zelle.
I prefer these methods. We can do
Go up and
Zelle.
show him again.
We can do Zelle. Zelle brain36@gmail.com. There we go. Auction League is 12 teams. Guillotine League is 14 teams. And Auction League would probably be standard PPR. We could do 6-point passing touchdowns, but probably not. You'll probably do standard PPR.
He said how many people?
I said that, yeah. Guillotine's 14 team, and then auction is 12 team.
Geez, I don't know why I said that. I clicked on
anything about 12 is you're gonna make the auction like extremely long. Now, this guy brought a dope idea. I always listen to my followers. He said we do an auction draft until everyone has like their first 4 or 5 picks. And then it goes snake draft. Yeah, because that, auction draft is long, it's boring, but you have full control like over who you draft. And then I'm like, dang, that's sick. So first 5 rounds is auction. Because those are the big players, CMC,
yeah, that's who you should be
Hopkins. Yeah, all those dope players, like
but you gotta have a rule. You can't put like defenses or kickers up for auction.
Yeah, like who cares? Like all that, like $1. Like who cares? Yeah,
But that's cares? Filling up the first 5 rounds in theory. So then now in the 6th, 7th, 8th round, you might get guys who are supposed to be in the 4th and 5th round. Because you got a couple kickers and defenses pushing them out.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know. Maybe I think there'd be a rule where you can't
bid
do a defense or kicker. Yeah, and if you nominate someone like like Jared Cook and no one bids, he's going to be on your team. And now you got $199 to spend, so.
That's actually
team right. Alcoholic. Okay, so nobody wants to get in the auction draft. Okay, well, we'll leave it to the. Okay.
Sean said he's gonna pay. I think.
Yeah, but talk is talk and walk is walk. Yeah, it's on this. Scroll down, bro. What are you doing?
I was giving him the Zelle and the.
Yeah, but now you gotta. You might have to go back to the Zelle too. Yes, auction draft is gonna be on Sleeper. 12 team, $50. You got to pay me right now to get in, and give me your Sleeper name, and I'll give away 2 spots or maybe just 1. I know not a lot of people are tuned in, and then I'll give away the rest.
Okay, he said he's going to pay. I think he's good for it.
He went from almost getting banned. Maybe he's banned on the main channel.
I'll just have to say, he was logged in before we actually started. Mike and I were having a conversation, and he had asked the question if he was banned, and he asked the other question. It was hilarious. So you logged on, and then his question we just threw up there right away.
Maybe he's banned on the other channel. Cash App, $50 from the Sean. All right, what's your Sleeper? Ask him his Sleeper, Drew.
You want me to get it?
Well, if you can type it, I guess.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, would kill me in auction. I don't really know, but if nobody wants to pay, I'll pay now. Nah, give someone else a chance. Let someone else. I'm gonna go on the main channel and get some people in the auction. We can fill it up, trust me. But Dak, I mean, you get your, if nobody's paying for some reason, if nobody wants, what's weird is even if I like don't promote it, like just like exactly 12 or 13 people always want to get in. Like it's always works out. But yeah, if you see me on another live stream and again nobody's getting in the auction, Dak, you can get in. But I want to keep these spots open for people that don't get in any couch families. You know, give everyone a shot. This is like your 4th couch family. Grandmaster 101. That you better spell that right. Grandmaster 101. Okay. I mean, you guys know if you like misspell your sleeper name, that's pretty much it.
Charlie, you want to be in this league? It's $50.
Last spot.
League. It's the last spot. I can get you some Cash App and whatnot info here.
There we go. And then let's give him, might as well give him my PayPal. Now, if you do send PayPal, got to send it. Send to friends and family. Now, if you don't do this, you're going to have to send me money twice, or it's just going to be a bad look because they're going to take a fee. So if you don't do this, I mean, you might as well just send me like $54 right now because they're going to take a fee. But just do like Venmo's preferred. All right. So last spot, I'm giving away to Charlie. Yep. Do it, friends and family. PayPal is like it's great. I love it, but 50% of the time people can't figure out how to do friends and family. It's like a hidden option kind of. I don't know. I know how to do it. Others don't. Let's give a round of applause for Drew, the producer.
Oh God, I only had 5 mess ups like in the first 20 minutes.
Well, you know, we're still in training.
We're still in training. The season hasn't started, guys.
Well, wait, what are we putting in your
We're in
background?
training camp.
What are we putting in your back? You know, Fathead's too expensive. So we gotta figure out
we're just gonna I'll just have to get like watercolor and just draw like
I'm
just messing around. I'm just messing around. We'll get some posters, but no, I can laugh at myself, guys. You're totally fine to make fun of me and the rest of us. Oh, you pulled it up, guys. I pulled it down.
We both clicked it. Read it.
Yeah, I tried to read my team. Okay, sorry. It says from Dak, hey Drew, you look sharp at the draft, man. Rocking the blackout 49er gear. Drew seems like the secretly really smart guy nobody wants to draft against. I would like to think so, but
I
think it's just experience of drafting for so long and being with the brain, learning so much from other people. I mean, football has been something I've been enjoying since I was like,
yeah, you've been playing way longer than me. You've been playing way longer.
Like 7, 8 years old. I remember watching the 49ers win their Super Bowl in 94, 95. I mean, I just was like captivated with this sport. So I just been loving football ever since. So anything I can get, my hands on for information, football throughout the day is like the Discord. You guys are awesome.
Drew's not he's not feared or anything, but I know Drew's a competitor though. Like I know he's not, I'd be shocked if he screwed up. Like, but that's how I feel. I don't know if people are intimidated by me there. I feel like most aren't. Like, I feel like I'm just one of the dudes drafting. I feel like I got, I'm gonna be good though. I'm gonna bring it. Like, I'm not gonna be whack. But yeah, I don't feel like anyone is above anybody there. And there's a few people that just suck.
I get the sense, just to turn it around on Dak, I get the sense that he's also a really smart guy. If he's calling me one.
Well, Dak,
I have that sense about what his comments.
He jokes a lot and he says weird stuff, but he wins a lot. So he's a winner. You know what I mean? Some people have a winning gene in them, and that's what Dak is.
Yeah, well, I mean, the smarts, I think, just by the way he says things and the topics of what
he's a natural winner. Like, it is what it is. Like, I look at his teams, I'm like, he always ends up with a good team, and that's not coincidence.
No,
but people doubt him. I'm telling you, like, he's like a sleeper. He's I'm drafting with this guy. Like,
see, he knows what's up. When they kept score in the USA Today, they were cutting out box scores, right? That's how they did this originally. And then we have the opposite of that. I was born in 95. Christopher Smoth.
Hey, I got it. I got your $50. He's in.
We
You
got a
sent it
YouTube
correctly?
user.
I don't know what the heck that means. YouTube user?
I mean, what?
Some dude just
I
hopped
thought everybody
on.
was logged in. What the heck?
I've never seen that. Yeah, it's some dude without an account. Nah, we're giving away more spots later. I will fill these up like really soon. But I don't want to stay on here too much. I know this is like my lowest platform, the podcast. So
And we stayed on
I'll
the
fill it
longest.
up. Yeah, and we're going on what, like 2 hours now.
Yeah, we should
It's
probably.
insane. So this last guy,
Madden came out 30 minutes ago. What are we doing now? I'm just joking. Queen City Stripes. You got to capitalize.
Stripes. I don't think you do, but I will though. Okay, so $50 paid. Wow.
Right.
Is this your first time in a league, in a Couch Fam League, Charlie? Well, congratulations. We'll fill these other spots up really, really soon. I'm going to go to Instagram. I'm going to go to Twitter, maybe Twitter Spaces. We're going to go on the main channel. I'm going to go to the Facebook group. I fill all these other spots up. I mean, this one I'm mainly going to be hitting YouTube. It's a subscriber league. So, but these last 4, I'll definitely be filling up on non-YouTube. So I'm going to hit
Sean.
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. My first time as well. Let's go. All right, guys, we're going to end it here. We got to go. I'm going to get some sleep. I got more content coming out. We're going to be doing some fundraising, some charity, some more mock drafts, sleepers and bust videos coming, all that. So make sure you stay tuned. Again, go check out the draft party video I uploaded. Make sure you guys are subscribed to both YouTube channels. Peace.